Test your words.
Hello, everybody.
Does English work in this world?
I don't know if you mean by English. Do you mean common?
Actually, you all have to speak French for this session.
Is that the lingua franca?
Yeah. Je ne sais quoi. Omelette du fromage.
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 What's lingua franca mean?
Isn't that borrowed language from French?
Lingua franca is a phrase for a second language, essentially, that we all know.
Okay.
So, like, that's kind of why English became the powerful language, because it's like, because you goddamn bastards did so much killing and fucking, and they all out through Europe. It's just like, look, you speak German, I speak French, you speak Swiss, but we all also speak English. So in this meeting, we're going to speak English so that we all at least have some understanding. That's why the UN's, the lingua franca, is English.
It was French, wasn't it, for a period?
I got no fucking clue. History doesn't happen outside these borders, Josh. Who gives a shit about world history? World history is American history. Oh, I don't know what that means, some random Twitch addict, but thank you. DX, Tex, Axie, Sty Y, Xtilt. You said it.
World history began in 1776 when Jesus Christ was born.
That actually is a line that Ron Swanson says in Parks and Rec. History began July 4th, 1776.
I'm glad.
And then he says everything that happened before that was a mistake.
I'm glad I've just started channeling him.
Where are we starting this epic adventure? Then I'll get us music.
At the crime scene in an apartment.
Guys, I don't think I can do an Irish accent. It's just gonna come off Scottish or something racist.
Yeah, but that horribly racist Jamaican guy you did, it didn't stop you. Remember you were all just like, oh, Bumba Clot, like the whole time? Remember?
I must have been, like, out at the time.
Josh, I
No,
do.
you remember we did that three game one shot where you played the wild magic Rastafarian sorcerer? Do you not remember this?
Dude, don't remind me. He died at the end. That's like the saddest thing that's ever happened.
I go up to the big, big sky now, okie dokie. Like, Josh, this isn't what Rastafarians say.
I still remember when we picked the elephant and we had to talk you out of doing an Indian accent.
So I'm looking up tabletop audio, and I just put in crime just to see what that would get. And the only thing that came up was 1930 Shanghai. So
Test it.
no. But no, I just love it. It's just like, crime. You want China? I know what you're looking for.
Just hear like gongs being rung.
Now who's being racist?
It's still Josh.
Is it? It's weird how that keeps happening.
Yeah.
You're gonna do blackface when you play Drow, right?
I can't believe that episode of Community is still missing.
Yeah, it's still on Amazon if I'm not mistaken.
This good?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming it's a murder.
A murder?
I just love the idea of like, that's right. Somebody stole the balloons from a little kid's birthday party and we're gonna get down to it. Allow you to do that so I can get into position. This is gonna like, make it a little kid's birthday party. Oh, actually, I think this might improve things a little bit. And then, if you don't mind, s'il vous plaît. Oh yeah, that's great. Much more squared.
Okay.
fix this for a second. Down. Normally I do this over there, but I done fucked up. Excuse me.
I expect an Irish accent out of you.
What do they even sound like?
Just do the Lucky Charms leprechaun.
Hey, Fortnite's doing a Martin Luther King Jr. March Through Time event.
Again?
Well, that was the speech. This is the I'm assuming this is the Selma March.
Oh.
Will I be able to use the basketball emote?
Oh, no.
I love that was one of the ones they specifically discluded.
And I was just like, hey, this is kind of fucked up that you'd say this. Alright. Doesn't require full volume. Alright. So, we wanted to do the main campaign. Preston here, as the next episode is a pretty heavy combat, heavy oriented episode. So we decided to do a one shot. I had something planned, but Thomas wanted to give it a go. Seeing as how my thing really wasn't all that important, we decided to give that a shot. So, Thomas, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
It is year's end. When midnight strikes, the next year will... Don't talk like Captain Kirk already, Thomas. When midnight strikes, the new year will begin. You are in the city of New Augusta, a technologically advanced city far beyond what is capable in this area, where the brightest minds gather to work on, their pet projects and the future of humanity at large. But it's also at its heart a deep and dark city with a horrific history that, although the overseer of the city has done a lot to try and cover up, still sometimes creeps out.
What things creep out?
The dark history of New Augusta, and I must write the name of this city down.
Waited for just this moment to name it, I see.
You two are on the night shift. Pulled the short straws. Unfortunately, you have to work Year's End Eve. Josh, why don't you introduce your character?
Well, his name is McDonald. A human, dark-haired. He's got a full mutton. What's the beard where he
No face. He's got no face at all.
No, what's the beard where you just don't have hair? It's just is it
Mutton chops. Yeah, mutton chops.
Full-blown, thick as fuck mutton chops. Wearing the standard uniform. SWAT, but not SWAT. Just heavy armor for its time.
SWAT? No, not SWAT.
Not SWAT. Whatever this universe is SWAT.
You got your MP5, right?
Yeah.
I do. I have the stat block for it.
Yep.
Anything else that we would inherently know about him just from looking right at him?
What does he carry as a weapon?
Well, he carries a baton, and he's got a really nice shield. One would say very effective at riots. It's almost a specialty.
Starting riots?
This is a fucking skull basher right here. Hey, if combat starts, I'm cool with that.
I think that goes with it.
Is this McDonald's final night before he finally retires?
Oh my
Oh, we're not putting fucking death threats on us, are we?
McDonald will never retire. He enjoys it way too much.
Jesus. What about you, Alex? Who's your character?
Let me get my character sheet back open, because I was like, that should probably be important.
Ronald.
Jones. Sherlock Jones.
Burlock!
I didn't pull any last short straw. I wanted to be here. For when the people is out, and the night is fervorous, so too is my greatest enemy. Crime. Just all of crime.
I love it.
You two are famous partners. You're kind of known as like a...
Watson.
Yeah.
But instead of being a pussy, he's just like, yeah, what?
Alright. Fucking love justice.
You ask the questions, I'll start beating the shit out of people.
So you two were you two were sitting in your police wagon. These police wagons are pretty cool. They actually don't have horses. They run on like a system where this device, the vehicle itself, propels itself forward. It's quite a new technology. It's only known to New Augusta.
Like a wheel?
Yeah, it's like a horseless carriage.
So like Harry Potter?
Yes, it's just pulled by invisible ghost horses.
I want to do a history check to see if I know what it is.
Okay.
Or do you want to make that something else? Maybe an investigation of it?
Investigation.
Yeah, I'm good at that. 28.
So you take a very quick glance at it, and you very quickly pick up on how this actually moves forward.
Oh, wait, that's right. You gave me a cigar.
Well, if you're
It's just a
Burlock
cigar in the
Jones-
pipe.
No, I like it being a cigar. Adjacent, but not the same.
Yeah.
What kind of hat are you wearing?
Trilby.
Shelby.
Okay. You're actually really able to ascertain how this machine works.
Okay,
very
I'm just a
quickly.
noir fucking Sherlock Holmes then, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
You realize it's steam powered, but there's no heat source coming from it.
So, but does it feel hot?
No.
So it's cold fusion.
Not that fantastical.
Maybe.
Pretty darn.
You see, when you look inside the engine compartment, you see sort of how the water is boiling, and you see that there is a ruin attached to the bottom. And it's not emanating heat, but it seems to be creating a chemical reaction.
A ruin?
Rude.
A ruin?
Alright, this one shot's over. You see that somehow this rune is generating the heat, but it's not emanating heat. It's quite magical, one might say.
So, like, if one were to put, like, one of those giant, like, red-hot steel balls, like, that you see on YouTube, in the middle of a thing, and yet the steam coming out of it is not... There's no steam coming out of it. It's self-contained.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like almost a perfect engine. There's no break in the loop of the energy transfer.
Does water even need to be added?
You feel like water has to be added just to make sure that it happens. It's like you're convincing this crystal that something's happening and it's generating the power, but you know that if there's no water, the water's nothing's happening to it. It's almost
Except
like
it's turning to steam.
it's the rune thinks it's being turned into steam, therefore it knows that propulsion can happen.
Is this rune or...
But if you don't add the water, there's not enough of the components to convince this rune that it can move forward.
I just am like, oh, interesting. One would think that you could just attach the rune directly to the wheel at that point.
Listen, greatest minds, not the best minds.
In a couple 100 years, someone will make something much better with that.
Well, probably could fly too.
Oh, yes. If one has steamless steam power, one could have had propulsion. Spot on! What's your name again?
McDonald.
Spot on, McDonald. Spot on.
It's a rainy night. You look up and, all of the city, all of the skyscrapers in the city are decorated with banners for tonight. They've got neon glow, they've got neon lights saying Happy Year's End, come down to, Michael's bar for the, midnight bash, that kind of thing. The city,
What crime are we going to?
scene of a murder.
What details do we have about the murder?
Nothing, just yet. You receive you feel like your pockets vibrating, and you hear.
It's my far speech sound?
Yes. Breaker 1, this is, Eagle's Nest. God damn it, I can't go. Eagle's Nest through Delta Squad. That's how they communicate, right? We've had reports of screaming on 51st Street in the Alto apartment complex. We're a little bit busy at the moment. Are you able to make your way down?
That's not how dispatch doesn't get busy.
The other officers in the area are currently engaged in another crime.
Conflicts?
Conflict.
Other crime.
A street brawl has broken out. You have to.
So hold on, they just send out anyone who's nearby to murder? I usually handle traffic citations, but I tell you what, I don't think I'm going to solve this one. Sorry, all the murderers all those investigators, they're handling jaywalking because they were closest.
Actually, McDonald is a traffic ticket.
The reason why we've chosen you, McDonald and Burlock Shobes, is this is a very interesting murder. Something horrible has happened, and we need the best set of eyes on it possible. Chief O'Donnell himself is actually on his way.
He's my cousin.
Aren't most murders horrible? This isn't your normal murder. This time something horrible has happened. Is it someone a councilman has died?
That's how bad this city is. The crime is so bad that something extra bad has to happen.
Alright, so we answer back on the radio, say that we're coming. I turn to McDonald. I go, looks like the bash at McDonald's isn't going to be the only bash happening tonight.
You got that damn right.
No, I meant murder, but you could also bash somebody too. If we do our job right by the end of tonight.
Exactly. I mean, whoever did this, he's mine.
And don't worry, if that's not how it works out, we'll stay on an extra half hour and you'll just bash whatever criminal we grab doing the next thing. Jaywalkers.
Probably.
Onward! Do I have to drive this thing, or does it know where it's going?
You have to drive it. There's a steering wheel, and then there's like a hand crank you have to pull. And this is what spins the rune and generates the propulsion.
Alright, that's my job.
Listen, I'm trying to
For a thing that creates all of its own energy, why does it need to be flummoxed so much? Why can't it just emanate the energy? It needs water, it needs a hand crank.
But if you stop cranking it, then you immediately come to a stop. But the faster you spin it, the faster you go.
Hold on, instantaneous braking?
It's a fantasy world, Alex.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, okay?
We're gonna die.
Do you put your sirens on?
I don't know we had sirens.
It's
Whatever we have,
wagon.
sirens, let's start shooting our guns upwards into the air. Just let people know we're coming. Move! Move! Yeah,
Drive on the sidewalk.
I just looked at you, McDonald, and went, step on it! Spin it!
Are you going as fast as possible?
Yeah, we're gonna die.
What a weird... You're going fast as possible, right? I got drama I gotta create.
So, you get to the 54th Street apartments, and you see that they've already set up a police perimeter. You get out, and you see that Chief O'Donnell himself has just arrived as well.
Insight on Chief O'Donnell.
Okay.
Hold on.
I also want insight. He's a good man, right? He's justice. He's my god. No. He's
He's your god?
he's justice.
He's like your Jesus, essentially?
22.
Trying to just see. Okay. So, as an inquisitive person, when I'm checking on someone for falsehoods, I can't roll less than 8.
Uh-huh.
So I rolled a 7, so I'm going to take the 8, just so I can consider that if this is for truthfulness. But I am trying to sort of break down my perception of this guy.
Okay.
Like, what do I get about him?
What are you trying to find out?
Well, like I said,
Mm.
this is the first time in this reality that I've met him, so I need an insight of him. I'm Sherlock Holmes. That's what he does. Remember?
Sherlock Holmes.
He seems...
But also, that's why I said, I don't know if I'm getting lies or not. So if it's about lies, you need to treat this as a 16.
Okay.
No, I mean as a... Yeah, 16.
And you got a 22?
Yeah.
So,
Paladins.
You
They
can-
just have it.
you can ascertain that he is just as confused being here as what you are. You get the sense that he was actually out drinking. He was supposed to be off tonight, but then for some reason he was, called off duty. He was called back on duty to come out here, so he had to quickly sober himself up again and get himself, on the straight and narrow to head over here.
Mm.
You get the feeling that this order came from really high up in the government.
Mm.
Because why would the chief be here on his day off? This is just a murder. Why is
Just a murder.
Just a murder. Why is the head guy in charge in a city so vast and crime-ridden in the first place? Is the chief being brought out immediately for a murder?
Chief, formal clothing, higher than what you'd be if you're on work, but wrinkled, like you've been out and forced to come here. Coffee in your hand, but smell of booze on your breath. You weren't supposed to be here tonight. You were out partying. You came from this. You're not happy to be here. You wouldn't be here if you didn't want to be. Someone important has been killed. City councilman? Leader? Mayor? Is the mayor dead?
Not too much. But
The mayor's not too dead.
not too dead. It's not as intense as that. Why am I sounding like Edge Maverick here? It's not as deep as that. But I was woken up that
Woken up?
woken up. A telegram was given to me that I needed to report here by the higher ups of the city. They say there's been something an event has occurred here that we need to investigate. We know it's a murder. That's all I got. We need to gather as much evidence as possible.
He's not.
That doesn't... So has no one been inside yet? No one has called, how does the mayor not know how does the chief of police not know who's dead?
That's a good point.
Quit giving yourself permission to give out, just do it.
This is...
He would also have a thing on his hip. He would also have a squad car. He wouldn't get woken up. He wouldn't get a telegram. This is an important person. Someone would come and talk to him. He would be driven by someone. He wouldn't have driven himself. These are all details that you got to keep in mind. He's not a player character, like what you're trying to do. Where you're like, ooh, I don't want to say that. I don't know if that's cool. You're the DM. Everything is cool. You have God mode. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Keep that in mind and just do that.
To help myself out, I am going to slow down a little bit.
I think you need to hurry up is actually what you need to do. Slowing down is actually what's causing your problem.
There's a ex-lover of the overseer of the city. She has been murdered. And the order came from him to investigate.
Ah, so you didn't know who was murdered until we got there. Got it.
I had just...
That's some stuff that you gotta... Those are details you need before we begin.
Okay.
Those aren't things you can't make up. If you didn't know who was dying and you already had our ending, I now know that the person who's dead is in no way connected to the ending.
Okay. I think we're the first ones on the scene. A couple of neighbors heard...
Who called it in then?
Well, they didn't say.
So no perimeter has been formed. We came from across the other side of town and no one's here? Not even a beat car?
It does seem strange, doesn't it? We have the perimeter forming now. We'll be the first ones to enter onto the scene other than the witness. Appears to be an elderly neighbor that heard screaming coming from her apartment. Shall we step inside, gentlemen?
Yes.
Okay. So you go into the hallway. It's on the 3rd floor. So you climb the stairs up onto the 3rd floor, and you see that one of the rooms on the left-hand side, the door has been bashed in, as if there was a forced entry.
Is this the entry?
This
We're in the hallway right now, or are we in the apartment?
You're in the hallway, coming up, like, there's
The
apartments.
hallway into the apartment.
So you've climbed up 3 flights of stairs and you're coming
What
up.
I'm asking, dude, is am I in this fucking apartment? Is this hallway inside the apartment of the murder victim, or is this the hallway leading to the apartment of the murder victim?
It's a hallway leading to the entrance to the apartment of the murder victim.
So, once again, you're adding too many steps. Hallway to the entrance to the apartment? Just say yes. Hallway to the apartment.
Yes. Okay.
You're overcomplicating it. Just do what you normally would.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
As you approach, you see an old gnome man is standing outside of a blanket around him. It looks to be as if he was woken up within the last 30 minutes. He looks up, he says, I assume you're the detectives.
We were just whoever was nearby, apparently. No, I pull my cigar and I was just like, no, we are. Were you the person that called it in?
Yes, sir.
What did you hear exactly?
I heard a bashing, as if, like, the door here has been bashed in. And when I looked outside, I saw a hooded figure burst into the room. And at that point, I turned around and phoned it into the police. And when I came back out, the assailant appears to have left. And just look what they've done to her.
You went into the crime scene?
You look into the apartment, and you see that, like, it sounded like somebody, you see the body of a elven woman that is on the floor.
It's like right in the entranceway?
Yeah, it's like she answered the door almost, but didn't want to open the door to the person there.
Okay.
You see that, she's covered in blood. But when you take a closer look at her face, you realize that her eyes have almost been ripped out. You're not sure if this was what caused her to die, or if this was taken after the fact.
You could fucking find out.
Yeah, also at the exact same time, like, you can't just rip someone's eyes out.
No, you'd have to really crack the skull. Like,
I mean, you'd have to, people don't just let you, get in there. Ooh, gotcha.
well, we'll find out when we examine it.
Also, you can take out the eyes and it doesn't kill you. You actually get worse if you push them in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, finish what you're doing.
You kind of look up and you look around the apartment. This woman appears to have been living her life as normal. There wasn't, any other obvious pieces of evidence. It doesn't seem like maybe there was a tussle. It almost seems like she died almost instantly, and this was a crime that happened very quickly in like the heat of the moment. You almost get the feeling that the person who did it is very good at killing, and he was able to do it almost instantly.
Okay. So give me 1 second. Josh, would you mind pausing it for a sec? Not pausing it, but just muting it. So, I'm going to roll investigation on the body. And I'm going to look to McDonald. A perimeter would probably be good. Can you actually make sure that we're alone and the killer's still not in the house, please?
Yeah, no problem.
And then I'm going to check. I'm going to do just sort of investigation focused primarily on the body,
Okay.
but also at the same time its correlation with like the doorway, this small area. I'm not investigating the whole apartment. I'm not looking for any like clues in another room. I'm doing the crime scene breakdown moment that Sherlock does, where it's just like, killer kicked it down the door, came in, deflect attack, like weird shit like that. Well, that's pretty good. 30.
Okay, come on. 30 already.
God, that's really
Well,
good.
it's a 19, and
Yeah.
remember, I only have an 11.
Yeah.
I mean, only 11 is pretty crazy for
Level
5.
5, yeah.
But that's rogues.
Yeah, that's rogues.
What was yours? I imagine you got to do one for your.
Perception?
Be perception, right?
I think investigation. Because perception, you're just like, no, we're good. Boss, I eyeballed it.
We're good.
I did an ocular pat down of the area.
Is that a natural 20?
No, it's an 18. Which is a 19.
Okay.
Give him a +1 in investigation.
I'm not that smart.
You're a police officer, man.
I'm a ticket officer.
So, you, Officer McDonald, you creep into the, the actual apartment itself. You see that not really much has been disturbed in this apartment. You look into all the different, you see into the kitchen. You see that it just looks like, it's just a normal kitchen. You see over in the living room, it looks like everything was set up as normal. You kind of can see into the victim's bedroom, and you can see that probably she was asleep and she heard a knock at the door, because you can see that the covers have been on.
Thomas.
Yeah.
OOC. Once again, you're ruining your own continuity. What night is it?
Year's End.
Yeah, she would be asleep.
Would she be in bed a couple minutes before New Year's End?
She's a sad...
Hey, it exists.
It does exist, but in a city where there are fireworks going off outside, everyone's cheering and hooting and hollering.
Change that continuity a little bit. You can see a bottle of champagne is sitting on the kitchen counter, and there's a singular champagne glass.
She's just drunk. She died falling.
Oh, her eyeballs fell out because of alcohol poisoning. It happens all the time. Let's wrap this one up, fellas.
Terrible.
She got drunk and ripped the door in from the inside. I don't need these anymore.
But no signs of anybody here, basically.
Remember, he wasn't looking for clues. He was...
Yeah. Making sure there's nobody. You can definitely, look at it and be like, he would have to be hiding very well.
Well, he's a really good killer. So maybe.
On your end, you look at the victim. She is probably a mid-20s human woman, blonde hair. She was dressed up for the evening. You can see that it appears that something heavy must have hit her on the head. And that was probably the point of impact that killed her. You look a little bit, closer at the victim, and you see that the eyes have been removed with precision tools. Like a trained hand.
That's all I got with a 30? I don't got what it looks like hit her. I don't got how the door was broken through.
It looked like it.
I don't got whether she looks like she knew the guy.
She appeared. It looks like she was hit really hard with just a regular sized hammer. You kind of get the feeling, looking at it, that she was cringing away from the door.
But she did open it. Did she open it? And the guy burst through?
Yes.
Okay. So the door wasn't broken through originally.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were strong enough to break the door even though it was already unlocked.
You get the feeling she tried to close the door, but whoever was on the other side pushed into the door.
Got it. Now we're getting details.
It overwhelmed her and pushed her back.
Now we're getting details.
Then you almost feel like the killer struck down as she was on the ground as hard as he could.
Killing her then, and then removing the eyes.
Yes.
Do I get any sense of preservation of, like, this is clearly being put somewhere, like, if I want to chop out your eyes just to chop out your eyes, that's pretty easy to do. If I'm chopping your eyes and then putting them in, like, an organ donation box, that's a whole other beast. Like, do I get the sense that it's one or the other?
It's like it was done by, like...
You get what I'm asking, right?
Is it a surgeon? That's like somebody...
No, that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, if I wanted to rip out your eyes because I wanted to fucking rip out your eyes, I would rip out your fucking eyes. Even though I could do it with precision, I'd still just be ripping out your eyes.
Mm.
If I'm taking your eyes out because I want your eyes for a magical concoction, surgery...
It looks like the eyes were kept intact when they were removed.
And what I'm asking now is, does it look like I'm finding any signs of a storage device? Does it look like... Would I smell preserving agents in the air? Remember, I've got proficiency in alchemy. Would I smell antiseptic? Would I get any sense of that? Would I...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you actually do.
So it looks like it was put in, like, a sort of donor preservation jar sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, since I'm done checking for that shit, is any windows left open? Any signs of escape from the inside? Or leave the same way you came in? You want me to roll for that?
Sure. This would be an investigation check again.
15.
15. The windows seem intact. You get the feeling that the killer did not leave through the windows and must have escaped through the main hallway.
Okay.
I kind of finish up my assessment, and then I start breaking it down. Are there peepholes in this universe?
Peepholes?
Peepholes, like in the door.
Peepholes. Yes, actually.
Alright, so why did she open the door?
She must have known.
Yeah.
Or thought.
So I basically start going, it's like, I believe the victim knew the person. She opened the door for him, but then must have been alarmed when she saw his kit or something on him, or he maybe immediately started aggressing. He struck her with a hammer after he overpowered and broke the door, surgically removed and stored the eyes, and immediately left. And then I looked to the small gnomish man. How long was the killer in here before he left?
Could it be more than a couple of minutes?
And as you were watching through the peephole, did he ever go inside, or did he just stay in the foyer here?
He went inside.
You've just given me two completely different, contrary pieces of information.
It doesn't make any sense. He left on the same door. He had to have.
Yeah, you also told me... Hold on. You know when I said just inside, I'm talking about here. When I say go inside the apartment, I mean go inside the apartment. Standing in the foyer, dissecting her eyes,
And then back
is going inside. Like... You know what I'm asking?
Yeah. Yeah, he would have gone inside.
I'm going to try to ask this a third time. Did he go inside the apartment to do anything else, is what I'm asking.
No.
This is the doorway. This is the lady. I'm not doing the, yes, he technically went inside to do that. I'm asking, did he then go inside the apartment? No one says it's going inside when you're standing in the foyer. That's why I said just standing in the foyer. Did he go into the actual fucking apartment?
No.
Thank you. So it seems like all he wanted was this. He came, got what he needed, and then left.
But why hers?
Maybe something she's seen?
Oh,
Magic? You can look through eyes?
yeah.
Maybe it's a spell component for something? Would I know of any spell component that needs a person's eyes?
Yes.
This is where you ask me to roll Arcana.
Oh, raw Arcana.
That's not good. Is that an 8?
3.
3. Then it is an 8.
Oh.
So, plus what?
No, it's
Oh,
just
it's
an
just
8.
an 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be plus 5 then, wouldn't it? 3 plus 5?
You know of dark magic that uses actual human body parts, used for transfiguration, dark rituals, things like that.
I got that with an 8, bud? Gotta be okay to let us lose some stuff. Don't just give us what we need to get where we're going. We'll get there.
Okay.
Don't give me stuff with fails. That's like playing a Pokemon game at that point.
The chief speaks up. I mean, the obvious, thoughts are is it maybe a jealous ex-lover.
You mean like, the city leader official whose ex-girlfriend this is?
That's what I was thinking.
But, I mean, let me ask you this. I don't want to speak frankly, but your floozy, such as this, might maybe have had multiple bespeckled lovers. You'd know this person more than us, Chief.
Well, I know she was an ex-lover of the Overseer. I think they've been broken up 6 months now. It was a messy breakup, but I know the Overseer housed her here.
Quit trying to feed what you want to say so much that you're not answering my questions, but I didn't ask any of this. I know you got a lot, but that's what I was trying to say. Like, quit worrying about spoon and feeding to us and let it just happen. I asked, the councilman, does he looks like he could do this? And you just went on about how... I don't need those details. I know those details. That's why we're here. I'm asking, does he think... I mean, he's come from a party. I'm assuming a lot of important people are there. Would the city councilman have been there when he left? Does the chief think the person who sent him here to do a favor is capable of murder? Would he have sent the chief to do an investigation into his own murder? Things like these.
I think I'm here just because she is of so much importance to the Overseer. I don't think he has anything to do with it.
Well, then we're going to have to gather a list of everyone that she knows that wasn't having an alibi tonight. I mean, I look to the gnome and I'm like, can you give me anything else other than a decent-sized human man?
Decent-sized human man.
All the details we've got so far.
It was hard to see from... It was hard to see because he did have a hood on, but...
But any identifying marks on the hood? Symbols?
Yes, there was. On the back of his cloak. She kind of takes out a piece of paper.
Ah, a teenager.
Anarchy.
Anarchy, of course. Hot topic employee.
Cringe, indeed. Atticus Finch. Alakazam? I don't know. Could be anything. Would this be a symbol that I recognize?
Make a history check.
$16.
With very vague knowledge of demonology, you can suss out that it's related to some type of demon. But you're not 100% certain where it's from. It's familiar to you.
But it has something to do with demons.
Yes.
Well, it's something to do with demons, but I'm not 100% sure what.
Well, I'm, see if he's still around. And use Divine Sense. Is he within 60 feet? Is there anything demon?
Undead, celestial, or fiendish within 60 feet of us.
No.
So the magic used in preserving the eyes was that of just science and precision. So, not here anymore. Got what he needed. Left. What would I know is required to surgically remove the eyes? Like a scalpel, like... I know, you said I know he needed certain things to, secure the organic matter. What would I know about where to procure such things?
Make a medicine check.
$14.
14. You know there are amputation devices that are quite precise. Medical... What would it be called? Surgical. There's like a...
Surgical tools?
The study of surgery. You know in New Augusta, they have a premier medical school that studies into, the human body and, surgery. You know that they've created devices that allow surgeons to remove organs much quicker than the old way with maybe just a scalpel?
So that it was most likely a medical student? Or someone from this university? Or school, medical school?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you find there, Burlock?
Someone that you knew that works in the medical school or hospital for New Augusta.
All right.
So, like, any of thousands of people could have done this.
You think there's probably a book in here with contacts on them, and then we could just find out how many medical schools could possibly be in here.
Well, there's just the one. And then, but of course, there's still also the hospital itself.
Yeah,
So anyone that is training, is teaching, or is already a surgeon.
it's a lot of people.
Yes. But we can narrow it down to knows her.
Mm-hmm.
And then further narrow it down to had an alibi, and then has association with demons.
This is
The only problem is finding that initial pool to
Yep.
start limiting it down.
sure.
This is fun.
I'm look for. I mean, there's radios. Are there phones in this universe?
Yes, there
But
is.
there was, because they called in a murder.
Fantastic. I'm looking for a contact book. Where's the phone?
Investigation check.
I'm going to do an investigation to see like if she was getting ready for someone to visit.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh, I got a 7. My guy's retarded when it comes to looking for shit.
So yeah, I'm basically doing the once over for is she looking for somebody, and if she wasn't preparing for somebody, essentially
Help.
looking for contacts,
Yeah.
looking for anything that determines who the fuck she knows or who she would have been expecting is what I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
Okay. I would say with your 7.
Why do you consistently start with him? I rolled my 21st. We know the 7's not gonna get
I
it.
You're just
Oh, I just think about how you DM, because if somebody gets a much higher one, you always start with the lower ones, as not to spoil the fun. With 7, you just can't seem to find a context book.
Well, this lady keep her goddamn phone. Fuck.
And you take a good look around the room. You see in the bathroom there's a bottle of perfume that was open. You see that she had a jacket laid out on the couch as if she was ready to, put that on and go out. Say that you do find the phone book, that it's left on her. It's left next to her phone, which is kept in the living room. You see that it is open to a page listing for people under the name of L.
You're not gonna give me any of those names that are on that book then?
Yeah.
Also, I know you're trying to tickle my balls a little bit here because it's D&D, but I did roll in that 20. You're telling me I know that she was going out to a date and I have all these numbers anywhere, but I couldn't find a single thing in the house that says date night with so-and-so tonight?
Like on a calendar.
On a calendar, on a note on a mirror,
Yeah.
something by the door, outgoing message, text on her phone, message on her phone.
You do see a piece of paper next to the phone book as well. It says, Carrington called. He says he misses me and wants to meet me.
Carrington? Is there anything in the L's in the phone book that matches with Carrington?
You look down the list and you see, Larry Loverlips. You see, Leslie Nelson. And you come down to, and you see a Luke Carrington listed in the phone book.
Kind of fucked yourself there. You forgot you said it was an L or something?
I gotta roll with my dice, don't I? If this is the easiest murder in the world to solve, so be it. We need to get there.
That's not what I meant.
I'm picking it up as I go.
Okay. So here's what I suggest. So we're already at 8:10.
Yeah.
Say we take a break. I think now that you've had a bite to eat of this, you hash out a few details?
Yeah.
I know you had some fun character moments mapped out in your head, and I know we will get there and we'll have fun. But I think there are some details that you thought you could just wing that you're now sort of realizing you might want to have had a little bit more napped down. So, let's nap those down. That way we're actually investigating a real murder and not something that he's creating as we go. As to not fuck ourselves in the future. And then we'll be back to kill the Eye Stealer.
Definitely kill him. Like, we're just gonna chalk it up as defense, right?
Just close the case now, my guys. I also have to remember, you're level 5s. This isn't like world-ending mystery, Thomas.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be more in line of an actual murder.
Yeah. We'll be back. Stick with us. E-I. E-I. Oh.
That's what I say when I kill somebody.
So you're the killer.
E-I.
Oh my god, it's a blunt mate hammer. It's me.
Oh my god, he's proficient in medicine and surgery tools?
I actually am proficient in medicine. It's me.
That's another one chalked up. My own partner. Who would have imagined?
Who would have guessed?
Well, we've locked this one up tight, eh, Chief? Let's call it. You owe me a hot dog.
What?
I don't know, they always say something weird at the end of these movies.
Carrington? This is like your handwriting.
Like,
You wrote your own name into her address, but you wanted to get caught.
Switching it to the D&D for me.
And we're back.
hello, everybody. Where we left off, the boys in blue here had visited the scene of a murder. They had ascertained that the murder victim, named Felicity Jones, used to be the ex-girlfriend of the mayor, the overseer of New Augusta, but now lives
Are you
in...
going to do any original names in this?
I tried to think of as many noir names as I could. Carrington, I don't know where I got that from, but...
Carrington Autobots.
Seeing that the murder victim had been bludgeoned quite skillfully in the head, killing her, having her eyes removed with a surgical instrument.
We're just coming back from break. It wasn't like a missing episode or anything.
Tonight, on Unsolved Mysteries.
Let us solve the crime.
Yes.
We've spent 2 hours and we're in the same fucking room that we began in. Luke Carrington. Criminal mastermind. Surgeon. Hold on. Do I know Luke Carrington? Have I heard the name Luke Carrington before?
I want to roll a history on
Yeah,
that.
make a history check.
Because as a man of apparent medicine, I had some sort of
18.
4.
Buffoon.
Is he a lord? Who knows? Yes, you do know of a Lord Luke Carrington.
Why is he a lord?
Can't there be lords in this universe?
I know, you just asked him about him being a lord.
I wouldn't know that. We only
And then
know
you
Luke
think,
Carrington.
and you
Oh,
are
no, I-
acting as if we have asked this of you. We just asked for Luke Carrington.
You know of a Lord Luke Carrington.
So he's a lord.
Yes.
Okay.
He's the son
So
of...
it was a Freudian slip. Got it.
Well, I mean one thing, but I mean your mother.
Get on with it!
He is the son of a rich oil baron.
Okay.
He lives out in Midtown. Some say, he used to be in the limelight, back in this... He used to be a socialite, but some say within the last couple of years he's come ill with something, and mostly keeps to himself.
Go on. Do we have any knowledge of him having surgical abilities?
No.
Or any technical skill of any kind?
No.
Well then. I take out my gun and I shoot the gnome. No witnesses. No, I'm just kidding.
The gnome says to you, find him.
I reach into my office, which is what I call the inside of my coat.
Magnificent mansion.
If only. I give a card to the gnome. Now look,
Yes?
you're gonna have to go downtown, fill out a statement. I know it's not quite exactly what you want at the end of the, one night like tonight, but you're at home anyway, so I figure it's not a problem. We'll need your official statement, and, sketch artist downtown needs to get a hold of this immediately. I know you don't think you have any details, but we need to get as much as we can. Also, if you come up with anything else, or think of anything else, or you see anyone else come by here, or you remember anything, or someone threatens you, or bribes you, you call that number there. Well, my name isn't Burlock Sholmes.
Yes, Detective Burlock Sholmes.
Thank you.
You boys, She was a good woman, from what I could tell. Please find that mad bastard.
Well, I know of two things in this world. Nothing brings me more joy on this world than solving a crime.
Bringing fucking justice.
And the second thing I know is that this man loves killing criminals.
Absolutely.
We'll handle this.
You look like good boys.
I try
I have a
my best.
100% success rate. We always get our man.
Is that even possible?
The chief goes, oh man, listen! We always get our man.
Amen. That's you do it. Amen.
Oh man.
Yes, that too.
Well, I will take what you said. You boys have a good night.
For you as well.
The chief says, well, we've got a name. Luke Carrington. I know he's a lord, so it seems quite obvious to take the, a platoon of cops over there. But we need to keep on the down low because we're not 100% certain he's the killer, correct? I think maybe just the three.
If you're worried about railroading and you're going to include a character that follows us along the entire time and gives us an extra idea, that's railroading. We'll get there. We'll get there. We don't need the chief to follow us. You know that, right?
Okay.
I know that's going to be very uncomfortable for you because you were going to play through the chief. But how about letting us do it without him?
Okay.
Let's RP it,
I think I need to stay here and gather more.
I was going to RP around it.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
said let's RP it.
Okay.
Let me hear this. He's got a mystery disease. Someone at the hospital has his surgical records.
Someone he's taking care of him, most likely.
A surgeon that's taking care of him with surgical skills.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I'm thinking. You take your boys, you hit up Lord Luke Carrington, you get what you need out of it. We'll head down to the hospital and get the records. We'll solve this case from its source. You get the tertiary clues.
Good plan. Good plan.
100%.
If you guys find out anything pressing, let us know immediately.
And you do the same.
Absolutely. He tips his bowler hat and goes outside to his car.
Off to cranking.
Yeah, well, he was still very drunk. He was wearing a bowler's hat and he span it around for some reason. Hopefully him and the boys don't get shot. But the SWAT team's pretty good. They'll handle that pretty good. But it's a place of action. And we are thinking people, McDonald.
100%. I always...
50%.
100%.
Look, I know you do a lot of thinking.
Success rate.
100% success rate. But the thinking part, I do the thinking, you do the clubbing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, you have some good ideas. Sometimes I do some good clubbing. But we still do our things, where we can. We stick to where we're strongest. And I'll stab him in the back. You get the ahas, and then, you do the keeping it clear.
Don't forget to get them to sign the confession first.
Yeah, you got it. You have to, they have to be cognizant enough that you get the confession.
100%.
And it can't look like coercion until after you get the signature, of course.
Right.
Let's go find a goblin and wrap this thing up, huh? No, we'll head to the hospital that we think he was being taken care of.
The only hospital.
Yeah, but we know he has a medical issue.
Mm-hmm.
So if there was a private practice or anything like that, there was something else that we knew about. I didn't want to work around that.
Um,
So was it the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay, so we head to the hospital.
The Midtown Hospital.
The
Down
Midtown.
Surgeon's Alley.
Yes. We got badges. We can pretty much walk wherever the fuck we want in a hospital.
Yeah.
I imagine there'd be like a wing that I knew that would most likely be the wing that a person like Lord Luke Carrington would get his special VIP treatment.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna head there to start asking questions.
Okay. You enter the special VIP wing of the hospital. And there's a nation.
I have to ask all of you questions!
There's a nurse stationed at the stand.
Oh, yes, madam. Could you get me a doctor? Just kidding. Preferably a man, someone I can talk to. I have big boy questions.
I am the nurse, surgeon, and the doctor of this wing.
I'm kidding. He's not a misogynist. Where would I go if I had questions about records on certain residents, or to see a surgeon for a specific individual, maybe get access to his file, that sort of thing.
I mean, I might be able to assist you.
Oh, great! I'm in the right spot then.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Who be you, gentlemen?
Well, and we flash our badges.
what?
Yeah. We are police of St. Augusta, of course, and you may be
My name is Nurse Shelley.
Nurse Shelley. Got you. Would you be willing to help us here in this endeavor?
I'll always help my man in blue.
Sure. Lord Luke Carrington. Any information on his whereabouts, his proceedings, his doctor, if they're here, we would love to speak with them. If not, where would we find them?
She gets out like a sort of record book and she's going through it. Luke Carrington. Oh, I am familiar with that name. He doesn't normally get treatment from here anymore. His brother is actually a surgeon that works for us.
Ah, and his brother was his surgeon.
Yes.
That doesn't violate any sort of, laws
Why would it?
or regulations.
It's family.
I'm not going to get emotional at this surgery at all. It's only my brother,
Oh my god.
The conflict of interest! Your insurance liabilities, my god!
Our insurance premiums are very high.
But
Why?
of
Stop
course
making
your
them old.
insurance premiums are pretty high, but I'm sure you cover it. This is the only hospital I've been that has a luxury VIP wing. Not even a room, a whole wing. How sickly are the wealthy of St. Augusta that a dedicated wing? I'm getting inside the point. What I must say is this. His brother is his surgeon.
Yes.
And I am to assume that what is wrong with Lord Luke Carrington is involved around his eyesight?
She kind of gets the notebook again and is just flips to like a file. He has a disease of the lungs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like tuberculosis in a lot of ways, but we can't just cure it. No medicine we've tried seems to work.
Have you tried magic?
Doesn't exist, dearie.
He's just like, I got lay on hands.
You're done.
I give him
Magic.
5 points, then we're good.
The best magician. Magicians.
Do you feel better?
Mark time of death, 9:36 p.m. There was nothing we could do.
The mages that would see him couldn't fix him.
sort of mages came to see him. People with giant A's on their robes, perhaps. Men in robes at all would be also interesting if that happened.
Yes, actually. There were
What else about that, dearie?
She kind of flips through it. I do
Excuse
remember, before he started receiving treatment at his own house, it was actually an organization his brother was a part of.
The brother surgeon.
Within
Yes.
the hospital?
Or is it an outside agency that convinced him to go out to his private home? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it was the Daramel group, I believe they called themselves.
The Daramel group doesn't even begin with an A. Interesting.
Yes.
Maybe it's like the A is like goblin for something. And it translates.
Ah, like Latin.
What are you two talking about?
And where is the brother now? Or where is the residency of the brother? You must have staff files.
He lives with his brother. He likes to keep close to him.
Convenient. Convenient.
Is our Edmund in trouble?
Edmund is the name of the brother?
Yes.
Okay. Edmund Carrington. So, where's he getting his supplies? He has his practice. He has all of this, the things he needs to surgery his brother in the residency, and it was provided from the hospital, or were these his own private funds, or was this from the Dartmoor group? Dartmoor? Not Dartmoor.
Daramel.
Daramel. Caramel with a D. Got it.
Caramel. Daramel. From what I remember, Lord Carrington himself, when he received his treatment from here, when the Daramel group stepped in, they took over his treatment completely.
So his brother's not even performing surgery on him anymore?
No, I believe he just gives him an elixir.
So no one's doing surgery anymore?
No.
Well,
This is suspicious.
What's going on?
well, I take out my gun and I shoot the nurse. No witnesses. Nothing of import, just sort of checking up on paperwork, making sure names matches, dotting our I's, crossing our T's, you know the important things. If you can think of anything else, or if Edmund returns this evening, or Lord Carrington, or any of that matter, please, and I give her my card, Burlock Cholmes, give me a call. Be here in an instant.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very strange you're doing this at 11:30 at night.
I mean,
As cops,
justice never sleeps, ma'am.
ju-
Crime, my arch nemesis never sleeps, and therefore I have trained my body to never sleep. Sometimes I fall unconscious for 8 hours at a time, but I don't sleep.
I feel like I should ask for a deception check at this point.
Okay. You didn't think I fucking made myself good at deception?
wait.
24.
Yeah, this bitch believes you. She's like, oh, this is why I love the police force. You're always standing up for the... God, I'm like fucking Ayn Rand right now of my ideology of police.
So,
Would you...
side note, could you just lesser restoration away your sleepiness? Your exhaustion?
Greater restoration gets rid of exhaustion.
Gotcha.
If you don't have spell slots, yes. You could essentially always do that at the cost of a 5th level spell slot from someone else and the cost of, 300 diamond?
500.
Yeah, so for 500 diamond, for 500 gold P
A
and
day.
a friend's 5th level spell slot a day, you could never sleep. However, it's up to a DM to say that has psychological ramifications. It's also up to the DM to be like, hey,
Fuck
you're-
off.
you're not taking a long rest ever. So all those daily features you have
Yeah.
that require a long rest, you ain't getting those either.
Yeah. I was just thinking about the possibility of never sleeping.
So it looks like we have to go to the house. I thought we'd learn something cool and maybe circumnavigate something. It looks like we're destined to end up at that house.
Well, we have one more question we can ask.
To reach my go.
The RML group. Are they housed at the estate?
No, I don't believe they are.
Oh, I thought you did say that the Daramel group was with the house, at the house with them.
No, I'm sorry. I meant like they were in contact, but they didn't live within the house.
Oh, so when they took over care and the care was moved to the house, they
Yeah.
weren't doing that at the house?
They visit. but
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
That was from my head.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to catch you in like a detailed loop there.
So, where is this Daramel group? I'm sure there's got to be something on them.
Well, a business card, a name, a headquarters, a contact, a liaison. Start reaching towards my gun.
It's me.
The flare.
Chief! It's just like raises up on a helicopter and miniguns her.
Well, when the Daramel group started visiting Lord Carrington at the hospital originally, they did send an ambassador of sorts. He was a strange fellow. He wore a mask. But when he came in, he introduced himself as Theron.
Just straight stealing from me now, huh?
I'm sorry, sometimes...
I don't like this guy.
Would I know anything about the Daramel group or Theron?
Make a history check for me.
$12.
14.
It doesn't really ring a bell.
Neither of them?
No.
Okay. So all you have is a name and not a mask, but not a face, but a mask. What does the mask look like?
It's kind of creepy.
That's not a description.
It was like
Physical details.
It was like the face of a goat. One side had like the eyes of a goat, and the other side had the eyes of a human. And then it had two horns sticking out, and then he wore a hood.
With an A on it.
Yes. He said that.
And where does he have a card like I've given you?
They didn't really leave too much information, but they said that they were a group from far west.
Got it. I reach into my pocket and I take my Forest Stone Eagle's Nest. This is Delta.
Eagle's Nest, come in. How can I help?
I need a location on a Daramel group, possibly attached to a suspect in a murder by the name of Theron. Can we do a background check on that and get back on me in a 20, please?
Yes, sir. Give me 5 minutes.
Gotcha. Alright, so now that that's going down, so this Theron fella showed up, told him it's all good, started feeding him an elixir. He was well enough to go home, and now he's getting his treatment there, and now he's walking the streets. Am I missing anything? Is that wrong in any way?
That's a good assertion. He has been looking better recently. He still has a little bit of a sickly cough to him,
Well, he's a sick man, of course, why wouldn't he?
but the doctors were saying they thought he wouldn't live out the month when he was diagnosed. And that was 6 months ago.
And he said it was only going to last a month?
Yeah. They said it was quite terminal. This was a unique disease.
Interesting. McDonald, any other thoughts?
Maybe it's just a coincidence, but 6 months ago was around the same time the mistress was dating the overseer, but I doubt that.
Well, do you know where to get a hold of us? If you need me, dial 911. Or the number on the card. Either one will get to me, but the 911 is a little inefficient. We'll do that in an emergency.
Absolutely, thank you.
Sweet. I'm going to head out, but before I do, can you point me in the direction of the room where you store your blood bags?
Well, yeah, would you like me to take you there?
Nope.
So you go down the elevator, and on the second floor...
There's an elevator.
Oh, it's pulled by no.
If there's town...
it's pulled by cold steam.
It's cold steam.
Cold steam?
It's cold steam.
It's all cold steam all the way down.
All the way to the top.
It's cold fusion, but with steam. You mad motherfucker.
It's magnetic forces.
Your floor, sir. You ever watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Your floor, sir. Have a good day, sir.
So you... Yeah, go down the elevator to the second floor, and it's just down the hall. It does say blood bank on it.
And that's all your organs? Or just your blood?
Just the blood.
Organs, transplants, thrown away organs, anything like that? Would there be you have to have a biological, dump room for things that you've gotten out of people, or to be for donation.
We keep that in the basement.
Is that where all of the organs could be found?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stop on the way to the blood room on our way down. Essentially just killing time waiting for it to hear back on the radio. Quick investigation in there. Anything outside of the ordinary in the blood room. No. Thomas, this is where you asked me to roll a die.
Roll an investigation check.
Yeah. 15.
Nothing seems out of order.
Then I will steal 2 bags of universal donor blood. And quickly just sort of make like a sort of ice pouch out of like their coolant and kind of wrap it around it so that it stays good for a little bit. And then throw that in my jacket pocket.
I get a sleight of hand check.
Is there anyone here to observe the blood? Like, I'm not trying to hide it. I'm just like, I didn't think there'd be a guard in here.
There are people that are passing by in the hallway, like nurses, doctors.
Okay, then I don't hide what I'm doing in any way. I'm just doing it.
Okay. Nobody sees.
Okay.
I was like, intimidation check time?
We're the goddamn fucking police!
Yeah. Just...
Who are you gonna call? Us on us? I'll see you later.
This is the police for rich people.
Us!
Us!
You get a detective when you pay good bribery money. I'm gonna head now down to organ donation room.
Okay.
/ organ storage for attaching said donations. And I'm basically looking... Are there any organs, i.e. eyes, missing?
Give me an investigation check.
25.
Yes. Yes, there is. it's not obvious at first, but when you kind of look at, you see what's missing outside of it. You see, like, maybe 3 or 4 rows down, there's just one eyeball missing.
One eyeball? Not even a set?
No, yeah,
Just one.
yeah.
Our Lady, she had both hers removed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But only one eyeball is missing here, not two.
Yeah.
What was Felicity's eye color? I would have seen pictures of her in the apartment. What would her eye color have been?
Green.
Green? Alright. I'm looking for a comparable green eye set in the current remaining ones to steal.
You see that, like, for the jar that has just the one eye in it, that one is blue.
That's not what I'm looking for. I am looking for a comparable eye color to the eye color that I saw in a portrait or picture of her, and I want to steal those eyes.
Oh, okay. Oh. Make
Are
a...
we framing somebody?
Yeah, my brain is like, what's going on here?
See? You don't have to know.
Now, I will say, in this room, there's a man.
Oh, to roll for.
Oh, yeah. Make an investigation check.
Is that another 25? It is indeed another 25.
Third row on the right.
Okay.
You see,
yeah.
like, might as well just say elf eyes on it. Green.
Her eyes? She was an elf, Felicity?
Yes.
Okay, got it. I'm going to look for a, because this is storage/donation, ice chest for holding such important things. I'm going to start filling it with the coolant that it requires, and then put both my blood pouch in there as well as the eyes in there.
I think I'm just gonna stand at the door and make sure nobody walks in.
Well, you already said that there's somebody in the room
shit.
with us.
Okay.
But at this
He's
point,
reading
once
it.
again, I do not pay any mind to them, and
Alright,
I
then
just
I'm
do
just-
my own
That-
I'm just staring at the man.
It
who's
appears
in
to
the
be
room.
like he's not a guard, but he's like a cleaning person almost. He does look over.
Yeah.
What you doing there, boy?
I insight if he actually cares. Or if he's just really just being obnoxious and trying to make small clap. 11.
11.
11.
He seems to take his job very seriously.
Alright.
Bolak Churm's not giving a fuck why his intentions for asking the question, because he's got his own agenda.
Yeah.
I'm solving a goddamn murder. And I slam the coolant shut, and I make for the exit to the car.
He kind of like is just like, what? He goes up and he's just making a phone call as you guys leave.
I am going to give him a quick stare, like an intimidating, like, don't stop us.
No, we're good.
As you
I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But Bolak Churm's does not give a shit.
Well, shit. It's only a 9.
The old man attacks
The
you.
one thing you're good for, McDonald. The one thing.
I've rolled a 3!
When it comes to bashing skulls, you better not do that. We got a goblin to frame.
I love how you guys are doing this. I'm like, no, actual people would just be like, alright, shit, alright.
No. If a man with a fucking police detective vest walks through, grabs this, knows what he's doing, would you be like, hey, I'm just a janitor. This looks weird. At the same time, that's a detective that seems to know what he's doing. There should be a doctor here. I don't know. I mean, I'm heading towards the elevator and I'm making way to the first car. When I get into the car, I'm going to attempt to radio to see if we've gotten information back. But if people stop me on the way, that's fine. I'm holding my chest full of eyeballs and blood. Hold on, was there other... I don't know if I cut you off earlier or not. It was just eyes that were missing. Nothing else was missing in the organ donor things?
It was only just eyes from the looks of it.
Sweet.
You're like walking down the hall and there's, doctors that are standing to the side.
Can I retcon something real fast? Can I also take the one that was missing, just the one?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I want that one as well.
Okay. This is taking a very different turn than I was expecting, but I like it. Forging new ground. So you get to
He's holding the book like, I got the DM's guide, it'll keep me safe.
the power of Christ.
I have the book, Alex, please!
The doctors are like, they'll look up at you and just kind of stand away as you sort of walk out.
I'm whistling a tune, swinging my organ donation chest, giving him a...
They all kind of like rush into like a room as you're like they're trying to like get away from you.
Why, are they scared?
Yeah, a man has come in and took organs from.
A detective?
So you get.
Remember, we are the good guys.
Hold on, this is exactly what Sherlock Holmes does and you know it. Like, how many times... Who's that point when he went into the autopsy room and just started beating the shit out of a cadaver and everybody was like, why did you just do that? And he was just like, oh, I needed to know about the bruising capabilities of a corpse because it needs to corroborate an alibi. And it's just like, yeah, he doesn't waste his time explaining shit to people. He's just like, I gotta fucking go. You know what's going on up here? So no one stops us?
No, you.
Alright, yeah. Head out to the car and call up the radio. Eagle's Nest, Delta. We're going to need some information now.
Eagle's Nest here. I was just getting back to you boys. Unfortunately, I could not find anything on the Daramil group. But, you said Farron, right?
Yes.
We have a log of someone under that name staying at the Silver Bucket down on 32nd Street.
Oh my god, that's 20 streets away.
Is that close to Midtown?
4 or 5 streets away.
It's not even staying in Midtown?
No.
He's a surgeon. That's a little irresponsible. No, his brother's the surgeon.
Yes.
Right.
He's just some fucking dude with
He's
a
just a
mask.
fella.
Okay. Eagle's Nest, any reports of from the chief and the raid on the Carrington estate?
Yes, sir. They visited the Carrington estate and spoke with Lord Carrington himself. But they were not able to ascertain any more information. He has apparently been sicker than usual and had to rest for tonight.
Was anyone else in the estate with him? Guards, surgeons, his brother?
His brother and their butler, Alfred.
Okay, and is anyone still at the estate? I mean, presumably they'd still, like, be there, right? Because, I mean, we just drove to the hospital. We both drove about the same distance, and they were doing a raid, and we just walked through a hospital and asked a question or two.
Yes, sir. The chief, I believe he stepped outside to make some phone calls, but they are still outside.
I know I can't pull rank on the chief here, but for most people's safety and security, I would suggest we detain and separate all 3 members of the household.
May I ask why, sir?
I have reason to believe one of them is the murderer.
Would you like me to relay this to the chief?
Yes, don't cause a panic, but have them all both arrested, detained, but separated so that they cannot corroborate.
Yes, sir.
And there's only those 3 on the... No other members of a Daramel group or anyone like that, or anyone in robes?
Not from what the chief reported, sir.
Right. Then that means the entirety of the Daramel group is with Theron then.
We could still leave somebody behind. What if they have a visit from the Daramel group?
Oh no, that's why the police are detaining those people, so that if they come back for them, they won't be able to because they're detained.
Yeah, but we could also detain the Daramel group members.
No, that's where we're going. We're going to we're not going there. No, they're detained, so we don't have to worry about them going anywhere anymore.
Yeah.
Now they're locked in place.
Hmm.
Chief doesn't know we're making another stop. Yeah, I've let go of the button. Yeah, fuck the chief.
What was that?
That's that. You know, the chief's got a problem with it. They can fucking gargle my nutsack.
Well,
I love you. No. So let's go to
621 Bleecker Street. That's where you said,
Silver
right?
bucket. The silver
Silver
bucket.
I know.
bucket.
We're going to the Silver Bucket, a few blocks over from Midtown. And, is this a hotel? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The Silver Bucket's a hotel?
Yeah.
Okay. Make our way there?
Mm-hmm.
McDonald, I know you're busy spinning the wheel right now.
Yep.
But, you might want to get that clobbering stick ready. I think we're going to be doing some walloping.
Sounds about right. About this time, we've been doing this for, what, 2.5 hours?
We're just like, you zoom out and we're just like...
Make a constitution.
It's like the
saving-
power of the human body!
Make a constitution
The
saving.
parking brake's been on the whole time.
Not 20.
Oh Jesus Christ! You are like not like
The Corvac.
you are like fit as a fiddle. You're just
Breathe. It's all about
No
the breathing.
no exertion whatsoever. You are like the perfect
Mutton chop man.
Steampunk
Actually-
universe.
This drive would normally have taken you 15 minutes. You actually got there in 8.
I was still handling my paperwork. It was too fast. So we hop out. Any extra added security? Anything weird at this hotel? Anything inherently wrong?
Make an investigation check.
Perception or investigation?
You're right. Perception.
I want to see you with my special eyes. 14.
Remember, I've got road magic at seeing hidden paths and
Bullshit.
hidden objects. With my 11! Hold on. Is that 11? Is that seriously just 11? Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of revelers on the street at the moment, so it's a little bit hard to tell, you know, what's just street traffic and what are people actually related to the Silver Bucket. You can...
That was a good job. That was a good job.
Thank you.
You kept the story going and told me now. That was good.
You don't get much more, but you do notice that there is a bouncer outside.
That's not a problem.
No.
Head towards the entrance, trying to get inside.
Okay.
Badges are clearly shown. Is the bouncer going to give us a trouble?
Is there something we can help you with, officer?
Yes, I need to get in there.
Why?
Why? I'm the goddamn police of St. Augusta. Your name?
Well, my name is Frederick.
Frederick.
Yes.
Frederick.
Fernside.
Frederick Fernside. And I just immediately start writing it. Frederick Fernside. You like having a job?
It keeps food on the table, sir.
Oh, how long do you think organs last in this cooler? Do you think it's infinite?
What's this about organs?
Oh, I mean, I could have given them there now, but these people are probably dead if I have to keep talking to you about it. Do I need to explain the importance of organs in a container and coolant and about how I have precious little time to get this to who it needs to go to?
Deception check, please.
Can I assist with an intimidation?
I mean,
check?
hold on. This is a pressing matter. Do I not get advantage?
Yes, actually, yes.
This is why you gotta check, like, the skill checks and things on it. Like, there's some good things about that. Deception is one of those, like, if there's ever, like, if a lie is told when it puts padded pressure on, like, the person, like, you gotta, like, either counterbalancing force or maybe something fuckery or advantage. Thank God I got advantage, because that's not great. 12. Hey, it's alright. It's 12 to 12. Can't beat it.
I'm just debating in my head, like, there's a certain level of, like...
I want to roll insight. Do I see if he buys it?
Sure.
This, I have advantage on. Oh, is it advantage or hold on? You make it... Okay. This I could just never roll lower than an 8 on. Oh, that's an 18. And my insight is one of my best things. 26. Do I see that he's buying it?
He's more confused more than anything. He knows you're police officers and he doesn't want to upset you, but he also knows he has a job to a job to make sure that nobody comes into the inn for the next couple of hours, and he doesn't know what's going on.
I know you think you'll lose your job if you don't let me in. But you'll be arrested if you don't. And then you'll definitely lose your job.
I'm just twirling manacles.
You want to do an intimidation check? You've been wanting to do one.
Fuck!
There's a time and a place when your intimidation is coming. I think we've
I
already...
think you would have advantage because of...
Yeah. I mean, I think we've already, like, beaten him, you know?
Yeah.
This is more of gauging reaction.
12.
I mean, yeah, you've had that. I've told him he's getting fired.
Mm-hmm.
Just all... Me and him eyeballing him down. What happens?
Okay, I understand, officers. Let's not make a scene, please. Our guests are a little bit...
You're
peculiar.
making a scene. You're making a scene. Can we go in, please?
Yes.
Okay. Then I walk in. Is there a receptionist?
Yes.
Okay. Let's head that way. Do with my organs chest. Walk up. Brief, ocular pat down. What the fuck's going on in this lobby or in this foyer, or what have we walked into essentially?
Make a perception check. Do you like to join? Nat 20.
He's got it, but I got that one, so there you go. I'm just human mad.
He's averaged us out and given us a 10 now. Thanks.
You're just like hyperventilating because you did an intimidation check. You're like,
no, he wouldn't be. He's more mad that it didn't work.
why
You
didn't
rolled an 11. That's what failure looks like.
You can see that the foyer is empty. It
just looks like standard foyer, sort of.
Yeah, like a proper hotel lobby. There's a restaurant off in the corner, but the first thing you pick up more than anything else, there's no other guests.
And it's just a receptionist, no other extra added padded security.
It is just the receptionist reading the book.
All right.
It's 11:30 at night, and it's weird that there's nobody else here.
Ma'am, I don't want to alarm you, but I'm St. Augusta Police, and so is my partner here.
She like shakes up. Oh, fucking hell! Oh,
But before we continue, I have a question.
yes.
Why is there a guard posted outside not allowing anyone in?
It's year's end, isn't it?
Yes, but our badges say police, and yet we were still stopped.
Oh, I can't lie to the police.
No, legally you cannot.
He's right, you know.
Fuck, man, make an intimidation check on that.
Can it be deception?
Yes. And I'll
Okay.
give you advantage for it.
Because I was like, I was lying. God damn it, it's high roll, low roll. 12.
12.
I just go back to my cigar.
Listen, we have a certain clientele that has bought out the hotel for tonight, for a private engagement.
Everyone, every room.
Yes.
A Theron.
Yes.
Why are you still here, if you don't mind me asking?
It's my job, sir.
Yes, but if the whole of the hotel is gone. Not to be rude or belittle you, but tell me, what purpose would you still serve in a hotel when everyone else's the place is rented out?
I mean, as you can see, I'm absolutely busy with what I'm doing. And she just puts the book down. I'll be honest with you. When it's like this, I'm mostly here for insurance purposes and when people get locked out of the room.
Understandable. Who, where is everyone? currently?
That would be in the recreational room.
Everyone is in the recreation room right now?
Yes.
How do you get access to your rooms?
By the keys, and she kind of points to like the.
What sort of keys? Are they like physical iron? Are they like rooms that like have like an electric lock? Like, what sort of keys do we have? Am I seeing?
They're physical keys.
So now that I can see that, I can now look and see what rooms are taken?
Yes.
Okay. What rooms are taken?
All the rooms on floor 2 are taken, but floor 3, floor 4, and floor 1, the keys have not been taken.
So it's just everybody's in floor 2
Yes.
and nowhere else.
Yes.
Ma'am, is there a sort of way to overt these keys? Override them?
I have.
Like a skeleton key.
Well, I'm not asking if we can... That is helpful. Don't get me wrong, that was my next question. That is good. Can we also... Do you have a copy or a master key? But what I'm looking for is a key that can be used to make their key no longer useful on the door.
I have. Well, to answer your first question, she takes out a key. This is my master key for the hotel. And in terms of changing like locks so they can't get in, takes out a switchboard device and puts it on here. Don't ask me how it works. It's all newfangled technology. But I can just...
You can do anything with magic.
Exactly.
They've got cold steam now, you know.
That's not possible.
I don't even know how.
I'm not even sure.
And yet, for some reason, you still have to hand crank it.
I think it's just.
I think they're just sucking out the hand cranking motion. Look, now they did that. What I will say is this. I cannot emphasize why. But I need you to wipe all of the keys from the second floor so that no one can use any of their keys, so that they're locked out from that and whatever amenities the keys would give them access to. And I need your master key so that I can get into any room if I need to.
Oh god, my boss really...
I do flash my badge.
Make a persuasion check.
It's important, madam.
11. Well, hold on. He said it's important.
He just...
Is he giving me the help action?
Sure.
Okay. That means I get advantage.
Is that a nat 20? No.
That's a 16 plus a 7, which is 23. All you gotta do is say I help, and I get advantage. You know that, right?
I want to, yeah.
Oh no.
So like every time he says something, I help.
Oh, no. Like, everyone should always be doing the help action.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my job for this.
No, ma'am. You'll be saving lives.
Exactly.
Once you're done wiping the switchboard, I want you to go outside. I want you to grab your bouncer outside. And I want you to... Is there like a diner around here? Safe place? Somewhere you know you'll be fine?
There's Moe's Diner down the road.
Do you have eyesight of the hotel from there?
There's a taco stand that has eyesight.
Okay. Go call the police. Tell them Delta sent you. And that backup and the chief need to come here as soon as possible. And then keep an eye out. And if anyone, and I mean anyone, comes out besides me or him from the hotel, from the front door, you give this number a call. I give him my phone number to the third person today. And as a
Get
card.
like spam calls.
I've always got thousands of investigations going. You're here to help me with the case. Yes, you do not know how much that does not wrap it up.
I like to imagine you have an assistant at this point that just sits at home answering.
Now, if I do not answer my phone or my Stone of Fall speech, call the police and tell them that someone has left, give them their description, and then tell them that we did not answer.
Absolutely. She hands over the skeleton key to you.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to take me about 5 minutes to deactivate. all of the doors. It is a little bit of an involved process.
Is there anything I need to know about the rec center where everybody's at?
So there's the front entrance, and then there's the back entrance where the kitchen is located that services the guests in there, and then there's windows all around that look out on the city.
So is there any extra exits that we need to be concerned about?
Just the kitchen exit.
Can I sneak into the kitchen from here so that we can get behind that and make sure that they don't take that way out?
Yes, actually. She sort of gestures behind the office door here leads into the back of house area.
And then we can go into the kitchen and then we can approach from there.
Yes.
Okay. So McDonald, we sneak through the kitchen. That way they won't be able to escape out the back. If they escape out the front, she'll see. She's resetting the keys. I have the master. Is there anything else? I think we're ready to
Rumble.
to fuck this bitch, if you know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, that was rude. And I continue. We go through the kitchen. Do we need any stealthy rolls?
Yeah, give me self rolls.
Fantastic.
Famously known for it.
Are you on plate?
Yeah. Kevlar. Can we make a Kevlar? No. Well, pretty good nonetheless.
I got 18.
Yeah, 16. I'm sorry, 15.
There's a lot of ambient noise outside, so you guys actually blend in very well. You've got the element of sound working for you. So you go into the back of house area, and it's dimly lit. It looks like nobody's using it. They're not ordering chefs to work.
From the kitchen, can we look out and see what the fuck's going on in the rec room?
No.
There's no through window or a door?
No, there's just the door to the rec room itself. But it's like one of those doors that like pushes open.
Yeah, so I can't like... It doesn't have a glass window on it, first and foremost. And two, I can't build a little...
Yeah, it has a glass window on it.
Okay, can I poke my eyes and kind of look, see if I get a little...
Absolutely. Give me a perception check.
Oh God! Why do you keep going to 5? 5 is heavy with this. 13.
So you look through the door. You can't really make out much of anything. It appears that there is some sort of stage set up, but you're like looking at the back of the stage. So you can't really see what's actually on the stage because of the background. But you can see on the left and the right hand side that there's sort of ways around the stage. It's like let me clarify, it's a stage that they put up themselves. It's not something that's built into the hotel.
So essentially watching that fucking... God, when we watched all those congressmen burn that effigy. What's that video? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh God, it's the owl is the fucking symbol.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're essentially watching that sort of transpire, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Do I see eyeballs? Do I see the eyeballs? Do I see elven eyes? They were needed for a reason.
Yeah.
Can you, camera? There we go. Good job.
Not from this perspective.
How many of them are there?
Like people?
What else would them be?
Around 8.
I look to McDonald. We could take 8, right?
Yeah. I'm sure we could. Do they look tough?
Well, no, but we've got clubs. I'm sure they've got magic and whatnot.
Mm.
Here's what I do. Sneak as far as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we get close enough, interrupt whatever the fuck they're doing. Keep an eye out, absorb as much information as we can, and use what we have against them.
You hear...
Try to get as close to the middle. Can I tell that which one's Theron and which one is just like random stooge from this distance?
Actually, yes. You can make out, because his horns stick out,
You can see he's the one that's like center stage.
Do I see the goat eye, one eye thing
Yes.
on the mask?
Yes.
Is these are real eyes we're talking about on the masks, right? Or are they fake eyes?
Fake eyes.
Okay. Is the eye on the mask that's human blue?
No.
So it's not the other eye on the other eye that I have.
No.
Okay. I've got this if you got this.
You hear ding, ding, ding.
We're sneaking in, by the way, while this is happening.
Yeah.
So we're not just sitting in, we're sneaking in, we're getting into position if you need stealth rolls, but please also say what you're doing.
If I can get stealth rolls, please.
What are we hearing as we're walking in with this clang, 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 though? 18.
You hear... You're good.
I'm not.
What'd you get?
I got a 6.
To describe what we were going to hear before we ruin it.
You hear a language, a strange language being spoken. audibly.
Infernal?
Yes.
I knew we should have gotten a little... This is what we get for letting them listen into what languages we spoke.
Yeah,
When you guys were talking about it, I'm like, ooh, pick
I
a
wanted to
phone.
go something crazy, but I was like, we're just level 5.
Yeah.
But Demon Cult, I should have seen it coming.
And then you hear the goat masked man on the stage speak in common. Hello, brothers.
Hey, brother, welcome to my cult.
All right, session over. The night we've long been working towards is finally here. We finally have enough sacrificial items.
I'm going to say this. Once I know that he looks like he's going to do bad at this, I'm going to like sort of spur off of him. So that only he's getting caught.
Okay. So, my friend, you're creeping around and you're trying to get yourself angled, to look around the stage to get a better eye of what's going on. But your mega baton, the weight of it just shifts a little bit too much on you. And you kind of shift over and you fall down and you make an oomph noise as you hit the ground. Should probably have them roll.
Below
Before
6?
this happens, can I make a perception check, a new perception check now that I'm closer and they're focused on him?
Yes.
I was a 16 before it rolled back because of this goddamn fucking crevice. Can it be investigation, actually?
I'd say it have to be perception.
I mean, I am walking around back here, sneaking and skulking. Where's perception? 16?
Okay, so you sort of angle around the corner, the opposite side, and at this time you hear the farumph, and everybody in the room, it goes dead silent, and they all just stare at Korvac. I got a nat.
Korvac?
Korvac.
Donald McDonald!
I got a nat 20. I'm like, oh god, Donald, no. You see on the stage, there's like a shitty way of describing it, a bird bath. One of those designs, and you can actually make out in it, there's a raised platform on it. All of them are just different colored eyes all around on there. And then you can see, what would it be called? Runic writing? Like the satanic language people write.
Abyssal? Infernal?
Yeah, you see like
Infernal is what you're looking for.
Infernal. You see writing all on the floor in Infernal in like a magical, like they're casting a spell.
It can be infernal runes.
Infernal runes.
Yeah, runes can be infernal. There's nothing... Runes can be anything.
We appear to have a visitor. One of the guards on the right-hand side immediately walks over to you and grabs you on the shoulder. And
Oh, they all convening around him.
I'd say their focus is on him, like they start making their way around.
So everyone in the room is focused on him? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Is
That nat 20 was so powerful. They it.
So I'm gonna assume that Theron is the guy next to the mortal and pestle filled with eyeballs.
Yes.
Okay. And he's also focused on him.
He actually hasn't broken his trance. He's actually giving this speech and speaking in Infernal as he's kind of like...
But he's looking out to the audience, right?
Yeah.
Towards these people?
Yeah, he seems like entranced in what
So his focus is towards the audience, not towards the mortal and pestle of eyes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm... Yeah. So that's unobserved right now.
Yeah.
How close am I to that? Because I hooked around onto the stage when he was getting...
10 feet.
So I'm pretty close to it.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to swap out the eyes that are clearly the lady's eyes with these donor eyes that I have. As well as, if I have time, and only if I have time, which we can deal with, if I can find the blue eye as well. So I want to quickly just sort of like, hey, what do we got here?
Okay. Make me... I guess you'd have to make a new stealth check.
Okay.
Oh no!
8.
You sort of creep onto the stage, trying to sneak up, closer to the pedestal.
He's going to spot me. You said he was entranced.
Yeah.
He's still got to beat an 8.
What would he roll? Perception?
Yeah. 100%.
That's what you made him roll for him.
Okay.
It's either perception or investigate. Yeah, perception.
Would it be at disadvantage because he's
Entranced.
You are correct, yes.
And you guys are all focused on the fucking...
Yeah.
I will only talk about it after the session, actually.
We got to do this more kind of shit to him more. No.
Yes.
So that's a disadvantage.
So it's a lot.
What number is that?
It's a 14 and a 13.
So,
Yeah.
you beat me.
Mm.
Unless his perception is -7 for somehow, he beat me.
He's blind under the mask.
I have no actual eyes. That is the point of all of this.
You hear from the goated man. Brothers, there is another one!
And I just immediately stand up, and I just... Do I have a gun? No, I have a flare gun, right?
Yeah.
And I point it at the pedestal of eyes
Okay.
in front of all of you. And then I hold up the organ chest as well. And then I just look... You're goddamn right! And Bullock Cholmes has you right where he wants you.
Who the fuck is that?
The man who snuck his way into your secret meeting has solved a murder, and has you all realized that you're being played a fool.
The goated man at this point is like, Who? Who dares enter our...
I do, Burlock Okay, hold on. Let me start over. I'm Burlock Cholmes. I have 100%. I'm good at solving crimes, and I've solved this one.
He's like holding a knife near his wrist. I was right in the middle of doing the ritual, dude.
Well, you were going to kill yourself, yes? Or symbolically slash and get some blood, yes. But you need these eyes here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you have the wrong ones.
Well, what do you mean?
And I open the chest and show the other blue eye and the other 2 green ones. You're going to need these, aren't you?
A deception check?
$24.
That'll do it. No! We sent that bastard's brother to kill her for her eyes.
Oh my god, it's so easy. Just like has to like
Do that, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
He's holding the the far speech radio
far speech
open
radio.
as this man is.
Look like
Please continue.
We've been working at this for months.
But he couldn't even get it right, could he?
How did you figure it out?
Oh, please. It was so obvious. He needed her eyes specifically. And I mean, it would have been good if he actually had gotten it.
Kind of just takes a deep breath.
Did you not know about the transplant?
Which-
Of course. Of course.
He's like hyperventilating at this point on the stage, and then he stops hyperventilating. He slashes his own wrist onto the pedestal.
And as he does that, he shoots the flare into the eyes and ruins all the spell components that he already has.
That'll do it, won't it?
Yeah.
How much slashing damage does he take? Does he die immediately?
That's a good point.
Is it a ballroom blitz?
Yes, it is.
That's why I was pointing the flare towards the pit, because it was just like, you guys clearly don't give a fuck about your own lives. You're cultists. That's the whole point. But if I ruin the thing that you've painstakingly, that's what I was pointing. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. That's all a bluff. But I do know that every cult needs their materials.
In my mind, I was like, well, should I ask for an attack roll? I'm like, it's point blank fucking range. Like, it's a flare gun. So
yeah, I don't even need to get it good. I was hoping to collect this for evidence, but...
There we go. So he takes 5 slashing damage because he
Cut
his
himself
own...
real good.
Was he trying to kill himself, or was he trying to do just 5 damage?
I think he was trying to really get the blood into that pedestal.
Oh, okay.
Our Lord was gonna come back!
He wasn't, because your lord here, and I gesture to the guy who just cut himself, was too stupid to get the right components. It wasn't going to work anyways. This would have been a bastard ritual and killed us all!
On this, the goaded man then says to the audience, "Don't listen to him! He's trying to trick you! He's tricked us all!"
And then I grab the random eye that's by himself. Yes, and he's too foolish to show you that this eye is his eye.
The goaded man actually reaches out.
No, he's holding it aside from me. Like, he's holding it to show, but not to, like, hand.
What game are you playing?
This game. The game of solving this crime. I fucking hate crime. And you all are criminals and... Hey, when is backup gonna show up?
You hear from the radio, "Can you copy Delta? We didn't hear that!" I'd say, yeah. At this stage, you kind of hear, like, rumblings outside as, like, police cars are pulling up, and you hear, a megaphone, blared at the building telling, whoever's in there needs to come out with their hands up. Typical police stuff.
See? The jig is up! This crime is solved! No more people have to die tonight. Unless you're truly willing to die for your lord. And I assure you my friend is ready to crack some skulls.
The goaded man puts his hand on his...
Goaded.
The goaded
He's
man.
goaded with the sauce.
Yeah.
Brothers! Shall we still sacrifice ourselves for the cause? As he yells to the audience.
I mean, are you looking for us to respond
No.
to that?
You kind of hear murmurs from the group.
I shove him off stage. While he turns to, like, address everybody, like, if combat's about to happen, the best thing I can do is just shove him
off the stage.
Shove him off stage to really just, like, if I'm noticing there's clearly some dissent in the group. I'm sensing combat's around the corner. I'm just gonna, brother, fuck you. Like, just push him off.
What kind of check would that be?
It would be an attack roll for a shove.
And,
Okay.
And like a strength saving throw.
Hold on. I might just... What is it? Shove. 5e.
Just like, why is it?
Well, hold on. It's an action you take. That's right. It's an action you take. It's like you gotta remember the actions you can take. You can attack, cast a spell, dash, disengage, dodge, help, hide, ready, search, use an object, attack, shove, grapple. Remember grapple.
So useful.
You make a special melee attack to some creature, either to knock it prone or push it away from you. If you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, the attack replaces one of them. The target must be no more than one size larger than you and must be within your reach. Instead of making an attack roll, you make a strength, athletics check, contested by the target's strength or acrobatics check. The target chooses the ability to use. If you win, either knock him prone or push him 5 feet. And I imagine pushing him 5 feet is what I'm looking for to shove him off the stage, which would probably also knock him prone.
Yeah.
Do I get advantage? Because he's looking away and talking and fervently distracted?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna need it because my strength sucks ass. I'm just Burlock Cholmes over here. I get a +1 to this. 18! My brother in Christ.
He rolled an 18.
You rolled a 19?
He rolled an 18.
18 as well? Well, what's his... Well, I mean...
What's his modifier?
So acrobatics or strength doesn't matter. It's probably got... He's got a +1 on one of them.
Yeah, it's the strength.
So even though he's turning around and fervently, I'm just like, ugh! Ugh!
Hold up. Because I can always command word and have him approach and walk off stage. Could do that.
Well, I mean, we gotta deal with the reaction of what just happened.
Sure.
He turns around and sees you kind of going up to try and shove him, and he kind of like...
No. But the shove has happened.
Yeah, shove happened, but he didn't fall.
Yeah. He kind of like staggers back a little bit. And then he just says, "You insolent!" And you see him pull his arm up and like green energy.
Well, I'm gonna
starts
draw my sword.
to- Okay. Green energy appears in his hand. I get an initiative roll.
There we go. I get double advantage on this? 21! I roll an 18 on this. These are very polarizing dice.
Yeah.
Do you need the sheet?
No.
Battle map?
Nah.
Theater of the mind it is.
So you got a 21?
Mm-hmm.
What did you get?
Twas.
Classic Donald Burlock. This is gonna suck for our old goatee boy here. He got a 10, so he goes last in the initiative order.
And what about the men?
They actually haven't started moving yet. They're kind of discussing amongst themselves.
Oh, it'll be over before they figure that out.
Well, who goes? I go first, right?
Yeah.
How far away from him is he to me? I mean, I just shoved him, so I'm next to him, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I say that before combat happened, because that's really the only way that this really works for this fucking guy, and I would have been sizing him up for this, I have this ability where I can essentially eye him up Where is it? Insightful fighting. This is why I got it. The Sherlock Holmes there. I can decipher an opponent's tactics and develop a counter to them. I basically insight and they make a deception. If I pass, I can sneak attack against them for a minute, as long as I don't have disadvantage.
Okay.
So even if I don't have advantage, I get sneak attack against them, sort of thing.
Okay.
So can we just do that real quick?
Sure.
That's pretty good.
That's a natural 1.
Okay. Well, my insight was 22, so... Alright, so even if I don't have advantage on this guy, I can get my sneak attack damage to him. That's good. So he's in front of me, looking at me. I'm gonna... How far away is he to him?
I would say that he is at the end of the stage, 5 feet away.
He's 5 feet away, and I'm next to him?
Maybe 10 feet. That would. I'm trying to think in the stage. You would be on the side. You'd be about 10 feet away at the end of the stage.
So I'm in melee range. I'm next to him, and you're 10, so he's 2 blocks away, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, in that case, I don't even need to move. I guess I'll just stand still and just fucking take that advantage then.
Mm.
So I guess it doesn't even matter that I did the other thing. I was just like, if you're right fucking there, we'll destroy this guy. I'm glad I did that. Because that was a 2, and this is a motherfucking 19. 25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. 1d8 plus 3. This is just the rapier damage. That is 6. But then I have my sneak attack. 8, 11. So 11 sneak attack on top of that.
He felt that.
Yeah, and then I can't move. Because I used my bonus action to not move.
You, like, go to stab him, but you get him, like, right in, like, the meat of his shoulder. And he's, like, surprised. He doesn't know how he's surprised, because he was looking right at you. But, like, just the feeling of what's going on was like, oh, shit. That end your turn?
Once I use that bonus action, my movement speed becomes 0.
Donald back?
So this is it. All of it. Like,
Just all of it. Take 1 hop onto the stage.
Left foot. 2 hops this time.
Crisscross!
And I'm gonna use as a bonus action Channel Divinity as Vow of
what is what?
Channel Divinity.
What does vow do?
Vow of Enmity, which as a bonus action, anything within 10 feet of me, I gain advantage on attack rolls.
Hey bud, you're flanking him
Mm.
with me. You don't need that.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it make
That's
more
true.
sense to put a fucking smite on you?
that makes more sense. I forget I get advantage for you being on opposite sides. Bonus action smite of Wrathful Smite.
Yeah. And then pump a divine smite in too.
Yes!
Crit. Double crit.
Did you roll 2 20s?
Yeah.
Use the math on that, because I'm pretty sure you just killed him.
So hold on. So what does Wrathful Smite do?
So it's fucking cat. It's psychic damage for 1d6.
Marnie.
Here, kitty cat. I'm sorry. Put you down.
Marnie.
So that's 1d6. So that's flat 6 damage.
No.
plus
Just tell me everything you got going right now. So you got Wrathful Smite 1d6. What is your sword?
It is 1d8 plus 6.
Okay, so you got a 1d8. You got a 1d6.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing Divine Smite as well, right? I
Right.
imagine.
At level 2, so
That's 3.
3d8s.
So 3d8. Are those d8s or d10s?
These are d8s. No, these are d10s. I always mix those up. D8s. I only have one. So
Right.
4 d8s total.
No. 8 d8s because you've crit.
Yes.
So 8 d8s, 2 d6s,
Mm-hmm.
plus modifiers.
I don't even know. We don't even need to do the math on it, dude. How do you want to do it?
Yeah, we're just clubbing him real good.
And then what else do you do after? Because there's one big thing that you've wanted to do this whole time after this. Because now's your time to shine, too. Make sure you roll that in, too.
Oh,
Your
my intimidation for clubbing this guy's skull
Yeah.
in?
Tell us how you do it, bud.
So, basically just run up on stage after shoving that one guy who was holding my shoulder off me. And just one-handed, just... Oh! Just right into his skull. And, yeah.
And then how do you do your intimidation check?
I turn around and just like kind of
To everybody?
Your fist, just full of holy energy, Holy Spirit activate. You smash into his skull. It's. He's not a body anymore. He starts disintegrating. You see the mask immediately just crack into pieces to reveal that he was a very infernal-looking tiefling, more on the devil side than what most tieflings are. As he's disintegrating, you just see him put his arm up. His hand that had like that green energy immediately dissipates as he falls into ash on the ground in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
It is dead silent in the room at the moment.
Well, I took my remaining movement and was just
Well, what was your intimidation roll?
with no advantage.
I mean,
No, you get advantage, dude.
you just obliterated a tiefling.
Please.
Their leader.
Thank fuck. Alright, that's a 23.
You turn to the audience, like, you don't even have to do anything. Like, everybody is just, like, stunned silent. And it's quiet for a couple of very painful seconds. And then you just hear somebody like, I didn't ask for this!
100% success rate! It ain't all up here, a lot of it's there!
What is he talking about? At this point, you hear the doors...
You're all under arrest! And I just start waving my badge around.
At this point, at the front entrance of the rec room, it bursts open and like 8 to 10
People come down through the windows, zip lining. Police squad theme starts playing.
Yeah.
like a little like mechanical like baby-sized tank just rolls into the front. The man flips open the thing. The chief walks in.
Chief, you can mark this one as solved. Just like dead man in the room. Colt is like one fucking fireball full of eyeballs.
Burlock, what the fuck is going on?
Isn't it obvious, Chief?
No, not at all.
Let me break it down for you. This man here, and I just go grab the guy who's dead on the floor.
You're picking up roads.
Yeah, just like flip his mask off. Theron, a wealthy benefactor. Well, when a sick man with all the money in the world in a city like this, corruption run rampant, in their own private wing of a hospital, well, that's gonna draw attention. This man Theron shows up. He makes a little concoction, makes him feel a little bit better, but what's he really getting? Wealth, power, and connection to the people that he needs to get his brother Edmund, the surgeon, hospital, amputees, the ability to get organs. He's got leverage, and he gets what he really needs. It's not about helping Lord Carrington. It's about getting the organs he needs to bring back his lord. What lord? Who gives a fuck? It's demons. There's billions of them. But all I knew is he needed eyes. And he needed eyes. I pointed to the fire.
Just shakes his head.
Did you not find... all of this can be corroborated with the people that you have at the estate that are currently under holding as well.
Well,
He
it's
just goes to a cigar.
actually a good point that you solved this part of the mystery. So we had no idea about this. We actually interrogated the Luke Carrington. He had no knowledge of ever calling Felicity Jones. So we corroborated actually to his brother, Edmund. Edmund appears to have...
He's the one that's been doing the murders. And I bet you can find that he's got a lot more murders on his rap sheet than just these sets of eyes.
Exactly. We don't...
It's like Scooby-Doo.
At first, we didn't know what the connection was because of Felicity Jones, but Luke Carrington was a suitor for her at one point. We figured out after interrogating that damn bastard Edmund that he was upset that his brother was turned down when he was getting better like this. So we decided, he would get the eyes from Felicity to segment the future of the Carrington family. One point of note, though. Do we have any idea of what they were trying to do with this ritual?
Well, they were trying to bring back the Lord.
Right.
That was Lord, you said it earlier, the one with the A name.
Amerdrill. It's like... I have it written down.
The demon who was part of the cult with the A?
Artemel.
Artemel.
Yeah. This would make sense. Well, and the police are kind of like forming around and starting arresting the different like cult members. I gotta say, job well done. We couldn't let a bastard like Armadillo on the streets. Armadillo.
Fuck Armadillo.
Make sure you put in the reports that the receptionist, the bouncer, and the hospital staff were all above board and exceeded in their expectations and help to this city.
That's what that was. We received multiple phone calls about 30 minutes ago from the hospital saying a strange man was claiming he was with the police and he was taking organs. Was that you, Burlock?
Yes, I was. I brought 2 bags of donor blood. The reason is obvious, yes?
No.
Ritualistic uses.
Well, when you talk about rituals, what do you talk about? You talk about bloodletting. And I gesture towards the slit wrist.
Mm.
If this was an innocent, not him, well, they'd need blood, wouldn't they? That's the only way to goddamn save him. And if that wasn't the case, which luckily they took care of that, I knew eyes were important. So if I found identical eyes to the eyes that they already had, I could at least swap them out to make them not think it was going to work, or make everyone else believe that it wasn't work because they got the wrong eyes.
At this point, you actually like hear something over at the stage, and you see like a small portal just open up and take the mask away. Like it opens right on the mask and takes it away.
Just as I suspected.
What? What could you have expected?
That.
Unfortunately, at this point, the young Felicity Jones is now dead, but the crime is solved.
Now she's dead?
Yeah.
I've been alive this whole time, I've just now passed.
The streets of New Augusta are just a little bit safer tonight, thanks to the excellent policing efforts of Donald, the Paladin police officer,
McDonald, yes. The Paladin police officer of vengeance.
and Burlock Sholmes. I don't know why I haven't fired you yet, but I'm glad I haven't.
Because a 100% success rate.
Credits
I always get a man.
and the credits. I always get. That's his fucking slogan. I always get a man.
Someone's always going down for the crime.
Credits roll.
What are you rolling?
I just wanted to see how much damage I actually did. Out of curiosity.
Yeah, like I don't think you realize, like, yeah.
So, a couple of pieces. I thought you were going to go through the front entrance because I had a whole like front-loaded story with the Carrington brothers and sort of piecing that together. No, you motherfuckers went straight to the source. So good job.
Yeah.
I kind of was like the police would have solved it by now at the Carrington estate since they were sent there. So yeah, good job all around. I hope I picked it up there in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, once you just got it done, once you know what you're doing.
I want to front load a lot of stuff, and then I realized that didn't make much sense for a one shot.
Did your character have 73 health?
So yeah, I immediately threw together warlock, round level 8. What HP pool would you expect? Average 50. I'm like, let's just set him at 50. That sounds right. He did the 5 slashing damage to himself because he didn't intend to do that. So that put him at 45. You did a chunk of damage, which put him down to 28. By the time you did the damage, he was kind of dead. I kind of had this rigmarole the other way around. I didn't expect you guys to do that.
And on top of that, you can heal. Just 2.
I was going to have a level 10 demon summoned into the fight. Everybody in the room would have been killed in like a sacrifice to bring him in there, except for the goated man, who would then disappear backstage, and he'd fight this level 10 demon. That was the enemy I actually had in, mind. But congratulations, you've avoided combat. I don't know if a level 10 demon would have killed the 2 of you, but...
Yeah, probably. We're 2 level 5s. A level 10 would have probably... Which, hold on, if I'm just... Are you talking about a fucking... If I can guess it here, that's going to be problematic. I mean, I'm not guessing it clearly, but...
It was a CR8 demon, actually. But, like, his attacks were pretty gruesome. He made 3 attacks. One was a bite and one was with claws. And they did some pretty gnarly damage.
Which one? What's the name of it? The Hezru or the Caneloth?
It was the Hezru.
What kind of damage you do? What's his plus to hit?
He has magic resistance, which,
That's not what he asked. What was his plus to hit? You said he had a bite and a claw?
Yeah, his bite was +7. And if it was a hit, it would be a D10 plus 4.
2d10 plus 4.
2d10 plus 4. And then his claws were +7 to hit. They were 2d6 plus 4 slashing damage.
Yeah, that would have fucked us up.
But also not forget that if you're within 10 feet of him, you get poisoned if you don't pass a DC 14 Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, that probably would have fucked us up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, I built myself to be tanky, but not that tanky.
I also had 136 hit points.
I'd have to hit him twice. I had 2 crits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, I can't throw a lower CR because that would just be a ballroom blitz for you guys. So I was like level 8. That seems reasonable.
If it's 2 or 3 people, you can go a few CRs above. I wouldn't know if I'd go 8 from 5.
No,
2 5s can take a CR6
Hmm.
or a 7 if they know what they're doing and they've played it a while. But CR8's really pushing it. I mean, if we had gotten help from outside, I had called for backup, that wouldn't have been a problem. If it looked like we were struggling, you could have had other people showing up and it's all about playing it by ear and also at the end, you got it at the end, when you were modifying our skill checks by hey, we failed because we heard the ruckus outside. And that's sort of what I was talking about at the beginning. I'm work the story into it. You know what tonight is.
I was just making up so many numbers in my head. I'm what would be a warlock's AC? Make him 16.
The more you play, the more you get knowledge of working around skill blocks. You did a real good job. The second half was great. You did a real good job. You nailed most of it. The only thing that I think that'll help you is to just be more comfortable with being detached from being a player. And at the same time, take a look at that skill check section in the DM hand guide. They do a really good job of describing what a DC 25 looks like and what a DC 20... I'm not saying you did a bad job of it, but you got to be okay and comfortable. There was a lot of them where hey, 15 would give this, and you did give it to us, and that was great. And you did a good job there. There's a lot of you got to be okay with the DC 10 just being this, and us failing. Because we will find ways to get to where we need to be. But DC 30s are it does a real good job of listing skills of if you did a DC 30, these are the things that you can do, and then they make a good list of the things that DC 30 equates to, and DC 25 and DC 20, and from there you kind of build your own spectrum.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to implement at the end. I'm
that's what I do with spectrum of success.
A 19 will do more than a 23. They'll provide different answers, but still success starts at 16.
Our constant is gods, though. That's the problem. Like, we have to, these are more common day people. Most of these are just regular people that were, instituted into a cult. The chief isn't a fucking
Oh yeah, those
mastermind.
guys we probably would have just.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Bonk.
The level 1, I hit a chief, level 3, level 4. Like, in that he's like the best thing they have, kind of thing. From years of experience. Most of the guards would have been like level 1.
I digged it. It was fun. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
I do.
I did
Anytime you get to bonk.
I did make every single civilian in this like a fucking red-blooded Republican. I love my police force!
And I mean, anybody when a policeman is right here flashing a badge at you, 2 to 1, is gonna say that, or at least act like that. Especially when fucking Mutton Chops McGee over there is fucking eyeballing him, spinning Magic Club. You know these can hold 250 pounds and we got 2 of them, right?
It doesn't even hold me.
Well, we can just put 2 of them together and wedge someone together and torture them if
Yeah.
we needed to.
Will you do the next one shot? Listen, if I can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
Wow!
I have an idea.
What? To immediately go like, if you can do it, I can do it. Yeah. Like, that's belittling. What do you want to do for food tonight, by the way?
We want Taco Bell?
I can do Taco Bell. Is that what you're feeling?
Yeah.
I mean, I have the idea. I just kind of worried it's too. It's kind of be like not like a kind of like a prison escape. So it's
I
gonna
think the first thing that Thomas can tell you
Yeah.
from learning is that don't make too much.
Yeah.
Because how long did that murder mystery take compared to how long you thought it was going to take? Thomas.
I immediately...
You thought we would have had that solved on into the next thing pretty quickly?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those time spent as player versus time spent as DM action is the biggest, I think, switch that you sort of have to make from going from player to DM, where it's just sort of like, yeah, we'll be able to solve this, get to this, learn about this, do this, grab this, and do this. And then you sort of realize it's just like, can we do that in one shot when we have 3 other people that want to achieve their own things as well and play their own little fun RP moments? And then you kind of realize, I'm like, well, maybe we can find a way to turn those 7 things into 3 scenes, you know, where multiple things happen in one scene. And then you can just sort of... If you're going to do a one-shot, the best thing I can say is smaller is better. And I don't want to mean that in a limited sense of, like, I still want you to do what you want to do, but don't worry about expanding and going, like, doing what I do, per se, with, like...
Oh, I wasn't
No,
planning
no, not like that. But, like, just get the nuts and bolts is essentially all I can do. Just get the nuts and bolts. Get the nuts of what you want. You know, get the meat and potatoes of what you want, and then make it all about that and kind of get rid of everything else.
It's awkward as fuck first. Like, that's the staggering point in the first part of it. And then I just learned to shut the fuck up, and you guys did most of the work for me.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, hey, all those moments that you were getting excited about, like, making, like, get rid of those. We'll make moments that are better than that. You just worry about giving us hardline details and making a concrete platform for us to play with.
You did also circumnavigate the concrete part. The whole cult thing, I was like, this is going to be a background thing that, you know, leads to the final battle. Like, most of that, like, setup right there was improv.
I'm goddamn Burlock Cholmes. Why would I go to the crime scene? I'm an investigator. Well, then you were like, the point where you're just like, we should do this to his campaign. I'm like, yes. Yes. Play around. Ask. You ain't get if you don't ask. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Sometimes I got 1,000 things fucking going on, and you don't realize that advantage is right for the occasion until you ask for it.
So what I can already see it from the perspective of the player character. It's easy to sort of like tune out, when other players, are having their moments. But as a DM, you actually get a very good overview of everything that's going on. You can actually track it very well.
And be like, hey, you gotta do this, and then hopping around and...
Donald died of a heart attack later that night. It was the night before his retirement. Unfortunately, that red flag was set.
Yeah.
Why? I told him to retire. I told him to stop doing that cocaine and steroid concoction he does every day at 3 p.m.
He goes to Judge Heaven.
Judge Heaven.
Thoughts, Josh?
Thoughts?
Does anybody want a drink but didn't get a combo?
No.
Okay.
I got a combo.
Because I got a combo and I got a drink I gotta get rid of.
You can donate it to the driver.
Why not get like a freezy, Josh?
Nah.
I assume Powerball.
You know it.
I already put Cinnabons in there, so. You can crack them like eggs over your Powerball.
I guess you could.
Crack what over the eggs? Hold on, sorry, what?
The Cinnabons.
Oh, God!
It would be so bad.
You bastard! Good lord. Oh, the cheddar chalupas are back?
Hallelujah.
Did they ever leave?
Oh yeah, they constantly rotate their best stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of
The one, the grilled cheese burritos back? What the fuck?
I got the box. Taco Bell, if you're listening, bring back the Grande Nachos box.
Hold on, did they just bring back fucking everything?
We've accidentally just unlocked all of the...
Yeah! Oh, no! Which box did you get?
The grilled cheese burrito box.
What is it, in the specialties?
Yeah. Or the new section, one of the two.
Ah, featured the grilled cheese burrito deluxe box.
Comes with some good stuff.
It does. It does. I'm sorry, I interrupted you there. Josh, did you have some thoughts?
Well, the thoughts are... Why do I keep making characters with only like 4 proficiencies?
I stopped making...
It's not something that you're doing. That is the average amount of proficiencies.
Yeah.
You're expected to cover them across the field. You're just seeing people who are picking proficiencies as their playstyle. You pick Smash, I pick proficiencies.
Yeah.
If you want to play a proficiency guy, play a proficiency guy. But Smash guys don't do it. Unless you take Prodigy.
Yeah. I'm so sad that every intimidation was just like,
Hey man, how many fucking investigations did I have to have? Plus 11, I'm rolling 2s on it.
He used an ice cream scoop with a bag attached to it.
To get the eyeballs out?
Yeah.
And you said it was done surgically with surgical tools.
Yeah. It was a surgeon's hand.
You said with surgical tools!
oh my god. Are you saying all you have to do is sew on surgeon hands and then you're good?
Yes, Josh. What I actually had in mind with it is it was like this device that was... In my mind, I'm like in a more futuristic like medical society that's still not super advanced. The main thing you would do is just amputate parts as fast as possible without causing harm to the person. So I'm like, if an eye needs to be removed due to like fucking, bacteria infection, they would have a device that would literally just cover the eye, like under local anesthesia, and just snip the back of the ocular nerve, I think it is, and then you can just take the eyeball out.
Okay, so let me ask this. If this is a thing that's happening in this world, when I asked about it, how come that's not what you told me?
I don't remember the reason why.
What the dog doing?
You're only allowed to order one thing. It was quite menacing.
Let me just get rid of it because it's fucking me up at this point.
Why McDonald?
Oh. Donald just kept ringing in my head. I'm like, well, it's happening.
Give me a little Irish accent.
Problem is it's going to bleed into Scottish because I don't know the difference.
It's hard to do Irish without doing the Lucky Charms leprechaun.
Okay, now I see. I thought I had fucked up in what I ordered. So you got the Powerball, right, Josh? You got nachos Bel Grande and the grilled cheese Dorito box,
Yes.
right? Okay, so then we're all good on that. Read item 2 and item 3 on that first thing. On the first item there, it says item 2, item 3.
Large fountain drink.
That's item 1.
And then Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa seasoned beef is item 2.
And then item 3 is?
Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa seasoned beef.
Okay, read the modifiers to item 2 and item 3.
Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa chicken, but it says it was seasoned beef.
And that's why we have our fucking problems with getting our wrong thing. I modified it to fucking chicken. And then it comes up as a modifier to a fucking beef.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So presumably a Chipotle Cheddar Chalupa combo for you.
Yes.
Cinnabon Delights. Double chicken grilled cheese burrito. Grilled cheese burrito box deluxe, that is me. Nachos Del Grande, that is me. Power menu bowl.
That's you.
it.
You know it.
You know it.
Fools. What a fool's errand to label things like that.
Yeah.
Help you out, your fucking employees. Label things fucking correctly. Don't be an idiot.
It's asinine. I hate it.
Things should be the convenience of the people making it, not the fucking person reading it. And I mean, in that case, that is both.
Cheers for you, Nicola and Bart. Did I not do a good job?
You did a good job, bud.
10 to 20 minutes.
Well, why did it get all like sparky at the top?
Because I press this.
That's weird.
It's for, like, cutting through things.
Oh. Gotcha.
But, at the same time, I'm not touching anything here except for this. If you do this,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it senses that it hits things and makes noises for it.
So whose saber is this?
It's the dark
It's
saber.
the dark saber.
It's had many owners.
It's the Mandalorian, their take on the lightsaber, essentially. It's like part lightsaber, part Mandalorian armor, essentially.
It's just bad guys end up using it a lot.
Yeah, and basically, it's one of those things that like has like so much mystical lore to it. It's like whoever owns it is the true king of Mandalore, but it has that stupid fucking rule on it, like the Elder Wand in Harry Potter. Whoever defeats the last person who wielded it gets to own it. So essentially, the king of Mandalore is constantly rotating. But that only cares if you give a fuck about that sort of thing.
This was a lost item until The Mandalorian, wasn't it?
It was in Wasn't it in Star Wars Rebels? Wasn't it a very important part of Star Wars Rebels?
I didn't watch enough of it, unfortunately. That and Clone
Pretty
Wars.
sure they were in Star Wars Rebels, I think it was like a major arc important deal.
You want to borrow the Dungeons Master code?
I can always pirate it.
Just Google that and then the words PDF. I mean the letters PDF and then you got it. I didn't need to use my D12s, my D8s. It's good.
It's a shame. I wish the D12 could get used more.
Unless you're a barbarian, it ain't getting touched.
It's a damn shame.
Or a bard who's high level. Or you like casting Toll the Dead at high level.
Most cantrips, I think, end up getting to D12 at that point.
Yeah. I used Warlock because it was the easiest evil character archetype I could pull spells from. I'm like, I know what Eldritch Blast is.
Remember when that was bussin'? Now look at it. And then I filled it again, and then it's still empty. Like, where do they go?
Do you want to combine bags?
No, I'm not worried about that. It's just like,
Marty.
it's just Josh and Preston. And sure, the occasional die might get mixed in with there.
He takes a hand. Yeah, but they both take a handful when they leave.
Yeah, every day.
Just taking a handful.
Every week.
Just not even when it's for D&D. Just for like, I came over to Anton, I'm here for my free handful of dice.
Didn't you think it was weird that Josh in the middle of the movie on Monday was like, hold on, gentlemen, I'll be back, and then walked into the fucking D&D room and then walked out, like, making a noise from his pants?
These kids today.
Josh is going on a date tomorrow, everyone. Wish him a good date.
Thanks.
Give him good vibes, please.
Need this.
He's a good man and deserves all the love.
Not bad, man. I deserve hell.
You heard the man. Wish him bad vibes.
I know that's not what being a bad boy is.
No, it's not.
I'm a bad man!
I rape people.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh, Josh!
That's no.
You're a bad boy!
No.
I've killed many a people, you know. She starts violently accelerating the car.
I'm sorry. She doesn't look quite like it, but like from the distance, I'm like, is April delivering our food? It's a character from Parks and Rec that's an absolute bitch. I love her.
Until next time, everybody. Love y'all. Oh, damn. Thank you for hanging out with us, Twitch.